Hello and welcome to another episode of Road to Community Warfare. As I said in the last episode, I would have gone ahead and played just enough matches, just barely over 6 million C-bills, to be able to get a mech module of some kind, and I've chosen to get some advanced seismic sensor, because it's really great to be able to see where opponents are on the other side of walls and such. So here I am, loading it up on my Raven 3L, and I'm choosing to put it on the Raven because it kind of needs to know where the opponents are more than the Thunderbolts. And the Thunderbolts can take a hit. They can survive. The Raven can't really take a big hit. So it's really nice to know where your opponents are and if they're moving, if they're flanking you, before they actually shoot you. So here we are on terrible Therma. Oh, terrible Therma. And we are, of course, first one into the center because we always rush in because it's skirmish and we have to hold the center. So we might as well get ourselves in there quickly. We're looking back and forth, just trying to see where the opponents are going to pop up, and we're just going to post here and wait for enemy Arctic Cheetah. We did put a good drain of lasers into him. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? And yeah, he's popping up there with his jump jets. It was a bad shot, but we've at least put some pressure on them, made it so they cannot come straight in, but they're Arctic Cheetahs and we're only a Raven, so we're in trouble. So we're gonna pull back here and post up here. We got allies coming in from here, and I dragged that Arctic Cheetah into a very bad situation. Now he's shooting me, and that's fine because my allies are coming in. Yes. And so those Arctic Cheetahs are in a bad situation where they are getting shot at by multiple heavier mechs. Oh, and he makes a very bad thing where he shuts down there. But thinking that, oh, he's gone, I start looking off to the right here and I see a cataphract. But thankfully, there's bigger, badder allies around me, and I am not the first thing he wants to shoot. But I am super duper hot, so I'm just riding my line. I noticed that hunchback behind me probably wanted to get my line of sight, so I decide, I'll push forward. I'll take another piece of cover further up. I don't need to hide back there. Somebody else can do it.
New target
A little further up. Shot into the Arctic Cheetah. Spell lasers. Those things are awesome. I love my Arctic Cheetah. I have it on my main account. They're so fast. They're the clan fire starter. I've been waiting for them for so long, but they are annoying as hell to fight against because they're so durable. God damn Clan XL engines. But this match is going fairly good. We're up 2, and we have taken over the center. So there's no reason for us to lose this. I see the cataphract there, so I start putting some shots into him. He's more interested in other people, and so I, riding my heat level, I just chain my lasers, put them into him, and I go, all right, well he's retreated. I can't get to him. Make sure I put a laser or two into that Zeus because he goes down here to our allies, and so I got my kill assist, and of course more C-bills. I decide, let's jump. Nothing we can lose here. Then immediately get up and look around, and there is that cataphract. Get a lock on him so for us allies can see where he is, and there's some ally laser fire coming in, and he gets taken out. Excellent. We are doing quite well. This is 5. What? It's hard to see sometimes the numbers because I have it on a tiny little preview screen, and it's like, not exactly the highest resolution. So what, it's 7-0? Whoa, shit. We are doing well. Arctic Cheetahs, I thought he was shut down there for a second, but they're so hard to see when it's this a dark mech on a dark background. I could go into heat vision and then it's a black dot on a white background, but I didn't think that would be a very good thing to look at in terms of a video. So 2 mechs left. That guy has a super broken leg, but hedging bets and making sure that he doesn't have a way to retreat, I go around the right side while the rest of my allies chase around the left, just so he can't get away. If he runs by me, I'm going to sweep the leg, and then he's gone. But he doesn't come my direction. He keeps going further back, and so unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to get to him in time. But doesn't matter. We're winning this game very handily.
Target destroyed.
Take him out. And then just one opponent left. A little bit of friendly fire, but nothing to worry about. And as I'm going, oh, is he a DC? Oh, somebody picks him up. And that is the end of that match. So it wasn't really Seismic being shown off there yet. But we'll see in the next match how I can see some opponents that did have the Seismic. And what do I get? The 0 kills, 6 assists, some amount of damage, and 100,000 C-bills. You gotta love those C-bills. And into the next match. But again, it's a Raven on terrible Therma. Oh, God. Oh, well. Nothing I can do about that. We're heading back into the center first thing. Going as fast as we can. Get back to our same hidey hole. But because our team spawned on the other... Because the spawns are slightly different for Assault, we have to worry about people coming from our left instead of our right, because it's just where things are. But we still always have to worry about people on the other end. I call out that there's only a single light in the center, so people get in there. But we're putting down some fire. I decide to move from cover to cover. And continue to pressure. Come on. Stick my nose out. Keep shooting. Very good. But again, thankfully, our team moves into the center, takes it, and we now have dominance in this area. Although this lance off to the right was just like, come on, guys. You should have been here by now. Oh well. There's nothing you can do sometimes. You just got to play as much as you can. And there you can see on the minimap is the first things of Seismic. So you can see there's guys up in E5 on top of the thing that nobody has had track on before, but I was able to call out to my allies here and say there's guys on top of E5. And I can't remember if I missed it or if it's going to happen. Oh, there it is right now. You can see my voice comms are active. Unfortunately, it doesn't pick up in the recording. But I was basically saying, you know, guys on top of E5, we catch this shutdown Nova, and I get 2 good drains into him as he's pulling back. Victor comes forward. He's not paying attention to me, which is absolutely wonderful. So I can put some shots in him, but Nova's back. Nova's cooled down a bit, so I twist to spread some of that damage. But
New target acquired.
Nova's a hot mech. Not very best mech for this kind of map. And I'm still getting the Seismic of the guys up in E5, so I want to put some pressure on them because I don't want them to just be able to shoot my team constantly. So I hook around here, I look up. I don't really see where they are. So unfortunately, I cannot shoot them, but we see, there's enemies coming in. Where's the team? What? The team? They're all leaving. They're all outside over trying to fight E7 area, right? No, team, come back. There's enemy heavies taking over the center. This isn't good. No, god damn it. I have to retreat. I have to take some cover and get down in the terrain here. But I won't run away. I will stand my ground and I will use my high-mounted weapons and peek up and take some nice shots. And unfortunately, our team gave up the center here. We could have held the center, but oh well. And then, oh my god, enemy light, moving. I haven't seen it yet, but that sound of lasers and machine guns can only mean the Ember. So it's something I don't want to fight. I mean, it's not insta-death. It's not like one of those Firestarter A's or something like that with 1.5 billion small pulse that will just take my legs off. But it's still it's still a Firestarter. Those machine guns will hurt if he can get to my exposed back, which is now open. So then I'm coming around this corner. I'm trying to shoot back from him, but I am faster than him. And then I see, what team? No, I don't need like 6 people to go get him. Just turn around and fight. So I tell the team that, and then I go, come on, let's go. I come over here. I pick up a good kill there. Well, I pick up an easy kill, and then I go, oh crap, because there is the King Grab coming out, and he crits my left torso. Goddamn quad AC5 builds. They hurt. So half the team ran away to go take care of a single Ember, and then the enemy's assaults and heavies pushed out to eat face. Unfortunate that happened, but fortunately our team managed to hold. Who was there was left managed to hold. I called out that there's an opponent up there on the top of E5, which was the guys I caught on Seismic earlier. And I take a couple pot shots at him, but then missiles are coming in, and I'm crit so many places that I just immediately need to take cover. Now we're up on the opponents. We're 7-3, if I'm reading this correctly. 7-3. And there's these enemies up here in E5 that I just can't get to. So I'm going to call out to the team again at some point and say, okay, enemies in high in E5, like, we need to get to them somehow. And I can't go up there. I am too damaged. But we can hear this singing AMS from a wonderful little kit box. And he is going to make his way up there a little derpily, a little sort of slidey back and forth. But he'll make his way up there and challenge the enemy mech, which is a Shadowcat, which is, again, one of the new ones. Oh, I love the Shadowcat even more than the Arctic Cheetah, because it is awesome. So there's the Shadowcat. I'm trying to set myself on the ridge here in a location where I can shoot and be hauled down, or like legs down, but I keep sliding down the hill, and it's not fun. But at least we're marking the enemy for our team. And then I go, oh crap, there's enemies in E4. I can't go down. I would just die. So I make this leap. I sacrifice a leg, but I get myself into cover, and I called to my allies that there are enemies in E4, and I'm shooting the guy there. I'm just desperately trying to get back into position here. I'm super crit. I got one leg. My left torso is about to die. And this Ember is coming in with machine guns. I literally thought I was going to be living my last moments here. But thankfully, my ally manages to pick it up. And that is amazing. So, we can see on the Seismic there's a whole bunch of guys coming in. And, will we survive? We gotta wait. I'm calling out to my team. Come on, guys, get back here. I need you. And, oh my god, every little bit of damage. And I'm just like, stay away from me, Kid Fox. Don't you dare step on my leg. We got allies flanking from behind, so we need to push. And I look at through my holding down Q there. We have a Cataphract 0 XP in the back that's like at 90-something%, and I'm just in my mind going like, dude, get up here and tank. But thankfully, our allies commit and they push in. Gotta love it. Even if they were low on weapons or pretty much stripped, like our direwolf will call here in a moment. They pushed in. It was good. And we managed to finish off this game, and we're going to get it. So it looks like 11-4. Excellent. So we're just waiting for the last guy. I can't remember if the Shadowcat's up there or not, if he was at the end of the game. But the match is about to end, and this will also be the end for the Road to Community Warfare series. I am going to be, right after this video is done, I'm going to do some analysis. We're going to be looking at my playthrough of this and how long it took me, some average numbers, how many C-bills I made, what my kill-death ratio was, all that kind of fun stuff. Because I'm at this point now in the game where we're on to the really, really grindy parts, which is... Oh yeah, the last guy in this match was an AFK. It's just coming to me now. So we just go and clean him up. We're at the really grindy parts where we're going for $6 million modules. And those take hours in between to play and then to commentate and to put video on.
Target destroyed.
It takes forever. But we've done it once, and we can extrapolate from that of how much longer it would take. So it's not like I'm just going to be like, and this is the end, boop, boop, and then you're not going to get any more information. We're going to take a look through all of that stuff And in a few seconds here, we're going to do a little bit of an Inception move. And I'm going to pop out, and I'm going to be like, whoa, this is what I see when I make videos. But we did well in this match. 1 kill, 8 assists. We sort of stole that kill and got 110,000 C-bills. So now, Inception. This is what you guys see. Well, not what you guys see. This is what I see when I make videos. You guys see the video and it's nice and full screen. This is what I see. I get this little box here. This is my Sony Vegas. I've got my Audacity going. This is recording my video, my audio live as I'm speaking it. So you can see the little waves go up and down, and you can see the peaks. But let us go over to my interwebs here, and I'll just F11 to make this nice and full screen. This is my stats on the MechWarrior homepage. Get into my Kanajashi free to play. Alright. This is my stats for my free to play account, and I've got the Mad Stats. Come on, damn it. I got the Mad Stats add-on here, so we get some more numbers. We're just going to go through what we've done. We just through this. Let's sort it by matches. I played the most matches in the 5SS, then the 9S, then the 3L, then the 9SE, and then all of these ones. There was the Raven 2X and 4X. Those were just for basicing them. And then the 9S Firestarter, the Hunchback, and the Cataphract were trials. So these don't really count. We're just going to go for owned mechs. But there's some interesting numbers here. So these are my own mechs. These are the ones that I had bought but sold, and these were trials. Some interesting things about them. If we look at my win ratio, Hunchback was the highest. It was only 3 matches, so that's not really a representative section. But my Raven 3L was the highest win ratio out of all of my owned mechs, the bottom one being the 9SE. And if we look at my kill-death ratio, the Hunchback is ridiculous. It was like I had 3 just amazing games with this during I think episodes 1, 2, and 3 or something like that. So a 14 KDR on my Hunchback. That's ridiculous. Same thing with the Cataphract, 0 deaths, 6 kills. But it was only 1 match. It was like episode 1. So it's not representative. But Raven 3L, very solid. My 2 other Thunderbolts, the 5SS and 9S, are both the exact same at 3.17. But we see here, my lowly Thunderbolt 9SE is at 1.8. It is my least favorite of the Thunderbolts. I had at some point thinking, sell the 9SE and get myself a second 9S or a second 5SS. But I ended up just not doing that because it would just cost C-bills. But that looks good. We look at, say, our map stats. We can see I played the most matches on Viridian Bog. I spent the most time on Viridian Bog. And if we sort by ratio, it was like the match. It was like the map that I lost the most on. Oh my. Tourmaline Desert. I lost. I won only a third of the time on Tourmaline Desert. Wow, that's pretty. It kind of sucks, but oh well. But then look at Forest Colony. 7? What? I only played 8 matches throughout my entire thing on Forest Colony. Doesn't seem exactly correct, but we'll go by what the stats say. And then game mode stats. Again, we broke even on Conquest. We won the majority of our skirmishes, and we won a reasonable number of our assaults. And this says we've made 27.7 million C-bills totally. But for some more in-depth analysis, we'll just press F11, get out of that as well. We'll go over to my Excel, and these are all my numbers, and I've just been working on this. I'll diminish that. We don't need that. So we have all of my things here and all of their stats. We have the map stats. On this, it was calculating that I did 15 hours, but when I calculated this, it says I was doing 24. 24, I summed this up, it was 24 hours, 32 minutes over. It just clicked over to 0 because just the way that Excel does times. But if you set this to, no, how do I get this back? Pin. There we go. Home. There it is. We set this to a number. It's a 1.02, so it's just over a day in terms of time, because Excel, in case you don't know, when it does numbers, like an hour is like 0.4 something, and so it's just over a day of playing, which is cool. And I'm using all those numbers together, and I made myself a nice little summary here so we can go through it. I played a total of 215 matches with 130 wins and 85 losses for a win ratio of 1.53. And this is averaged over all the mechs, all the matches, all the maps. So this is just sort of like a nice summary. We had 351 kills, 115 deaths for a kill-death ratio of 3.05, and that matches up with here. This says 131 wins and 86 losses, so maybe there's a couple of matches that have been lost or things that aren't exactly jiving, but the numbers would be basically the same. We did a total of 96,000 damage throughout all of our time playing the game, and we earned 348,000 experience across all the various mechs. In a total, we made 27,378,354 C-bills for a total playing time of 24 hours and 32 minutes and 48 seconds in-game. Now, I didn't record every match that I played, and from my understanding is that some community warfare stuff is not represented in the stats, so I wasn't going to go through and like see all the community warfare matches that I had played and like calculate them up and do all that kind of stuff. Just too much work. But this should be representative of the amount of C-bills you earn and stuff like that for all the matches. We won't have to worry about the community warfare stuff, but putting that aside, that is our summary of what we did, and then here are some details. Just calculating them out, just some basic formulas in here, So we have the time per match of 6 minutes and 51 seconds. That's just the formula here, the amount of time played in total divided by the amount of matches. And we're looking at a per hour thing. We can fit 8.76 matches in an hour. That's just this is Excel's mathematical way of saying an hour, which is 0.41666 repeating, and then divided by that number there. We figured out our C-bills per match, which is our matches divided by our total C-bills, and then we can calculate out our amount of C-bills per hour we can make. So matches per hour, C-bills per match. In terms of C-bills per hour, that's, again, it's only in-game time, so time you are waiting, queuing for the game, or in the mech lab, or searching, or all that kind of stuff, is not representative. So that will, of course, in real life be lower in terms of an hour of gaming time, but it's an hour of actively playing. So you can put your own ratio on that as you wish. So say you sit around a mech lab and play around a lot in there, and you only play maybe half the time that you're actually in-game, half the time that you are playing Mech Warrior, then you're going to have to put your own ratio on this. But we'll just look at in-game time for this. I've also put a little thing here that we can have a discussion with. We've got a goal. So if I set that goal to 0, you can see that all these update. And these are this C-bills per hour, and then C-bills per hour with the hero, which is plus 30%, then C-bills per hour with premium, which is plus 50%, then C-bills per hour with the hero and premium, which is plus 80%, and you can see those are all calculated out. So without any boosts, it's 1,115,000 C-bills per hour, And then with a hero, it's 1,449,000. With premium, it's 1,673,000. And with hero and premium, it's just over 2 million per hour of gaming time. At least with my results. Of course, this will entirely change based on, you can do this math too if you want to. It entirely based on your skill level in the game and how many C-bills you make and such like that. And then I put these in here, and then these are just basic divisions of, this is a by hour, and this is money by hour, and this is in money, and then this will give us an amount of hours it would take in-game time to achieve a goal. So say we're going to do a 6 million C-bill module, it's going to take us 5.4 hours without any boosts, and with both boosts it can take us 3, and then in between there you can see the numbers yourself. So I'll actually just zoom in. Oh my god, it's so magical. There we go. So it can make that bigger for you guys can see. So this is the reason why I am not going to be really finishing this playthrough in its completion, not getting in a complete set and lots of modules in the end, and which is why doing these modules takes so bloody long. Is just a single module is 5.4 hours of game time, of in-game time, and that could easily be double that if you have long queue times, like you're playing heavies all the time, so you're waiting for the queue, or you're not as good of a pilot as I am, because I do have a lot of experience in the game before I started this. So if you're just starting out, your earnings are going to be much lower than mine to start with. So even for me, say we're going to do 6 million, but we're going to, let's make this a formula here. We're going to do a $6 million module, but we need seismic and radar deprivation for all 4 of our mechs. Well, because we already have 1, we only need to get 7 more. So that's the 8 in total minus the 1 we already have. It's going to be 42 million C-bills. And you can see it's going to take us 37.7 hours to get to that point. I mean, when you start getting into these really high numbers, making these 42 million and all those kind of things, you see, well, there's a huge discrepancy between having heroes and premium and then not having anything. So of course the game needs that. It needs some kind of a grind in order to sell heroes and premium time, because that is the way the game makes its money, and without that we wouldn't have a game. Well, we also sell the mech packs and stuff like that, but there are also a version of that. So the game selling a mech pack is saying, we're going to give you this value, which could be X amount of C-bills, and then you can use this and say, okay, so that pack would take me, 25 million to purchase myself if I went and bought all the mechs and outfitted them exactly how I can buy them in the mech pack. Just discounting any the 30% C-bill versions you get along with those mech packs and the colors and stuff like that. Just looking at just mech value, you can be like, so say they were 25 million, boom, you just saved 22.4 hours of time playing the game by buying that pack. So you have to look at, okay, so maybe that pack was $120, and then you go, is that worth your money to get that pack? Although clan packs would be more expensive than 25 million, but say it was the inner sphere pack, so it was an $80 pack. Is 22 hours worthwhile? Or maybe it isn't worthwhile because you already have a hero on a premium, and so you can just make your money because it's going to be 12 hours for you. So that's the thought you can do. You can do this math yourself for that, but this 42 million here is the reason I am not going to be really finishing it off, because it would just take me way too long. And I've already done this already. I've had my main account, my main Kanajashi account. This is this secondary account is Kanajashi free to play, and so I don't want to go through the trouble of unlocking all this stuff again. But I had to say, it was a very, very interesting experience going through it all. I'm probably going to do one more episode of this, and it's going to be a highlight episode. So I'm going to go back to, I've still got them all. I've got them on an external hard drive sitting on top of my desktop right now. I've got every single Road to Community Warfare posted. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to sort of make a highlight reel. And it will be interesting to watch, and it'll be full of, like, the time I got 3 back-to-back 1,000 damage games, and me going, wah! When I see an enemy mech, or me going, oh my god, I'm not dead, sort of moments. I'll pick out a few, and maybe if you guys have some, like, oh, I loved that moment, you can throw it in the comments, and I'll most likely include it. But throughout this entire journey, thank you so much for watching. It was educational for me. It was really entertaining interacting with people in the comments, and then, you know, them seeing me in game and going, hey, it's you, I'm watching your series and enjoying it. So that was absolutely wonderful. And I'll go back here to my Sony Vegas and my Audacity and finish off with what I see when I normally make my videos. And I can do the sign off with the graph showing my voice. Thank you so much for watching this series and for watching this episode of Road to Community Warfare, and good hunting.